Hi friends, I'm here today to talk about two things that happened to me as an expat wife and how I use it in my advantage. Good morning, I am Odalea Freire, a mental health counselor specialized in the expat life issues. In these 18 years living outside Brazil and moving from country to country, I have had a lot to adapt it myself, resignify my identity, my expectations, and my life goals too. Who follow me knows that I say this a lot. I always remember that our identity goes in a process of big change when we move overseas to live on an expat life. Identity is something in us that is always under construction, but the impacts of a life in another country cause more radical change in the way we see ourselves in the world, more specifically because we lose a lot of our reference in relation to our world. And the first part that becomes very fragile in us is our self-esteem. And when fragile, just one comment it's enough. It's enough to mess with us and make us feel sad. And I come here to bring two personal examples of comments that I received, that I heard while an expat wife, that affected my self-esteem, affected my sense of worth, and how I turned the situation in my favor. Those comments that could have destroyed even more my self-esteem when I was adapting to a new country ended helping me. And I come here to tell you my story so that you can use my example as a learning experience. When we arrive in a new country, the first 2 years, it's about a lot of about adaptation and many victories and mistakes, many days and months outside the comfort zone. And during that time, we make mistakes or do things we do not like or would not do in a different situation. And it was in that time, that stage of my life, that these situations happened. The first comment was 10 months after I had my daughter. My daughter was born in Bangkok. I posted a photo on Facebook and a childhood friend made a comment. "You look so chubby, I want to die." Imagine, after having a child, a woman is never feeling good about her body. How come somebody think it's a compliment? Well, how angry I was with that. I even cried, disappointed with myself. Unfortunately, the 90s contributed a lot with the wrong image of mother I had. An unreal motherhood, including how my body should look like. The way that we are seen by others also influences our identity. And it didn't work well for my fragile self-esteem on that time. My first desire was to eat more and get even chubbier. But I am a fighter. I love a challenging. And I said to myself, now she will see who is the chubby. And I started running and jogging that year, and I haven't stopped since then. And I also invested in that time in a personal trainer, and I never looked as good as when I was training with my friend and personal trainer Maria Tocar back in Bangkok. Anyway, this friend of mine who did this comment, she doesn't know, but she contributed to the healthy lifestyle that I decided to have that day. And I did not just feel sorry for myself and let something that was not doing me any good, something that would have a huge impact on my identity later, just disturb me. Being overweight was not part of me. I was always small. In addition to that, women in Thailand are so thin, and I couldn't see myself being chubby, especially in Bangkok. Anyway, so I questioned myself. what was bothering me in that situation. And this is only possible with self-knowledge. And I didn't fight with this friend, and she's still my friend. The second time was already in this move to Switzerland, and I was completing my first year here, and someone made a very annoying comment regarding the fact that the time my work as psychologist was in transition, kind of in standby. Yes, every time that we move, we lose a certain number of clients. I have to rebuild professionally again. And this person, seeing that I was a little sad, feeling weak about the situation, I don't know about you, but the worst part of the moves for myself is when I don't have my career in the right path. So this person with that comment implied something that made me feel very bad, even doubting my professional skills. For a very short time, even fought for looking for another form of income, just to show the world that I could quickly get any job. That person stepped where it hurts the most when we are expat wives. That is when our professions, our career is on standby. The automatic response for me for that situation, without evaluating myself, it was to wanting to do any other job. I don't know, maybe be a salesperson in any store. But then I remember that my French at that time was not enough for that. And then I felt even worse and even doubt my competence and capabilities. I even wanted to give up any professional or intellectual life because that person has touched something very fragile on expat wives, which is our sense of self-worth. If we don't have a job in a company in this world that you can say, I work in such a company, it interferes with that sense of self-worth. This sense has been damaged in the life of the expat wife. Is there something worse than going to a party or a happy hour in the new country and then somebody says, oh, where do you work? Oh, it's terrible. How hard is to listen this question? Because this is difficult, because it takes us to the part that forms our identity related to the roles we have in society. So, what did you do, Adalea? I cried. I cried a lot. Well, my psychologists know how bad it was, but it only lasted 3 months of crying, silly doubts and questioning. And what I did, I fought again. I used the techniques that are part of the mentoring for expat women with myself, right? I reestablished my identity. I rediscovered my values and set goals. I did a lot more research on what it would take to become a psychologist in Switzerland. I invested in a good mentoring program at the Instituto Bressan to help me maintain my professional focus. And here I am, 1 year later, that disappointing comment, no? A psychologist recognizing Switzerland and working hard on what I love most. And that is the answer you have to give to that person who made that comment that destroyed you. Don't just feel sorry for yourself. Fight. The word is invest. Invest in yourself. Change your situation if it causes you discomfort. And what I want for you is to experience the same joy that I feel today. To look to those peoples and say to them, I won. Every time I see them, I remember those personal victories. I overcame every desire of defeat and evil that tried to destroy my identity. And today I am here, confident about myself, fighting for a healthy life in mind and body, taking excellent care of my family and profession, and especially helping many women to win as I did. That is my purpose in life. Helping you, expat woman, to overcome your challenges, because walking along this path it's more difficult. And if you like this video, leave your like and share it with that friend who is feeling down or discouraged. Spread it so we can help more women. And for more videos like this, subscribe to the YouTube channel Odaleia Freire Consular. Kisses and thanks for watching.